I left my hat. That's all right. Y'all get to see my head today. Little receding headline, baby. I don't know. All right, man. Good evening to you beautiful people. As promised, just about 36 seconds late, but you know what I'm saying? We still here. Trying to see if y'all are here. What's going on, Vivian? Showing up, being here on time. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, so in case y'all forgot, we were here like yesterday around this time or some point in time, and we said, you know what, we're going to do a special presentation because the people asked. And of course, when people ask, we try to satisfy. We say, hey, y'all gonna be home anyway. We might as well do some learning. I mean, we might as well take the time to learn so we can, increase our ability to earn, and we can also kind of, use our time wisely here, doing what's going on here in our great country. And so tonight we have our business building 101, which is going to be steps that you can take in order to be able to create or to build a business with proven sales strategy, systems, and something else. Anyway, 4 S's that we'll be kind of covering. And we have our brother Ray that'll be here. I don't know why I keep forgetting that last one. Strategy, system, sales, strategy, system, sales, strategy. He got all 4. But anyway, I'm gonna bring him on in just a second, man. I don't know why I can never remember that. Hey, while you guys are connected, man, let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country you're connecting from. We're gonna have a wonderful time here tonight. Be here about an hour and a half. So hopefully you bring your notes. You guys asked for this, so we'll see how you guys respond and show up and all that good stuff as well. We're broadcasting here from Atlanta, Georgia, Decatur, Georgia. But hey, before I start talking, we got to get that music going, make sure we get the mood right. That's right, man. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, build life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on New Black Wall Street, the financial education station for the nation. We're going to teach you some stuff tonight about business building. That's right, business building. We got 2 businessmen that are here to be able to help you, to help further you, to help make sure you get a good structure. Structure, that's the word. Structure, sales, systems, and strategies, right? To build your of structure, sales, systems, and strategy. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises. ERGJ Black Bazaar, an international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, you should study wealthy people. And the interesting thing is all the wealthy people in that book have built business. That's right. All the wealthy people in that book have built business. And so we want to be like them. We need to learn how to build like them as well. And they've done it in a lot of different arenas. But you can pick up that book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Now, here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to delay with a whole bunch of extra fluff and stuff because we got to get right into the teaching. Hey, I hope you guys got your notebook. I hope you guys came ready to learn, right? Because the more you learn, the more you earn. That's what Warren Buffett said. The more you learn, the more that you can earn. Let's bring into the house with us tonight. We have our professor. That's right, brother Ray Wilkerson is up in the house. Let me go ahead and pull him up here, and he's going to be doing a bang-up job with us here tonight to be able to educate the masses, man. Brother Ray, what's going on with you, man?
Well, how you doing, sir? It is such an honor always to be in your presence, and I always say that, and I don't take it lightly. You could add anybody else on your show, and I truly do appreciate it. And man, I'm here.
You are here, man. And so we got the call yesterday. We started talking about stuff, and they said, man, I said, oh, wait a second, they really want this stuff. Let's dedicate it towards business building. I know you've been chomping at the bit to teach because you're an educator, but there's some people who don't know who you are, so give them a quick little background about who you are, who they're going to be listening to here tonight as we talk about business building 101.
Well, I'm Ray Wilkerson. I'm with the Exodus House LLC. I'm originally from Camden, New Jersey. Under our division for Exodus House LLC, we have our Exodus House Business Incubation Program, which help new startup businesses teach you the structure, the strategy, the system, and sales. We also have in New Orleans, we have our Shared Living Program, where we help people coming out of prison, homelessness, substance abuse. We have housing for that, is our Shared Living Program. We also have our drug testing program, where we go and we do drug testing in different facilities, and we have our mental health rehab, where we do mental health rehab in nursing homes, which really is something that we kind of right now with all this stuff. So that's who I am. One of the things I've been at this for, I'm 62 years. I've been at this for over 30, 40 years. And I just truly believe, I'm grateful. I've been in corporate America, worked for Bantam, Doubleday & Dell, Ernst & Young, and all those good places back there in the day. And I have not worked for somebody in the last 35 years.
Absolutely, man. So Exodus House will be representing here tonight, helping us with structure, strategy, systems, and sales. Right, structure, strategy, system, and sales. Everybody put in the console 4S. 4S. Everybody put in the console 4S. Let me know that you're here. 4S, what's going on? Miss Ava Adams up in the house, man. Miss Vivian Reed from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks so much. Always showing up. Terica Henderson, makeup and all that stuff, man. Thanks so much for joining me. I hadn't seen you in a while. You hit me up on Instagram, said I want to be here. I said, yeah, come on down. Let's do this. That's right, man. That's right, Miss Jacqueline. That's right. Let's do this, Miss Rozier. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And so, Brother Ray, man, hey, we want to hop right into this thing. We got people here that chomping at a bit, ready to learn from a brother, man. Where we starting at? Where we starting?
Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out. I got a couple of my incubation people on there. Miss Vivian, she is part of our incubation program. But I got to just give it Jacqueline Rozier. I got it real quick. This young lady, she actually grew up with me in Camden, New Jersey. She knew me since I was 6 years old. I just wanted to make sure I give it the shout. So let's get this thing going. And I just want to just drop in you guys' spirit. I want you guys, we have entrepreneurs out there. I know you guys are entrepreneurs. I'm going to be coming from a couple of different perspectives. I'm coming to you as a 62-year-old gentleman with experience as an entrepreneur. I'm also coming at a place where I remember when I first started and how, I remember when I lost my first 100,000 and all that stuff. But more importantly, I'm going to go through some things with you guys that we do in our incubation program. I had to condense it. This is part one, but I had to condense it because the first thing I need to understand is we have to change our mindset about certain things. So what I want you guys to do right now, I want you to just for a minute, just humor the old man and take everything you know right now and just put it on the shelf. There's going to be things I say that might be redundant that you guys already know, and forgive me for that because I don't know what you know or what you don't know. So I'm going to really take this thing from the beginning. So I want you guys to put a mindset on a corporate level, a corporate mindset. If you're not familiar with what that is, that's what we're going to try to get you to that place. Because we have to understand, and I'm believing we're talking to most Black entrepreneurs, that we have a tendency to always talk about the $1.4 trillion that we as Black consumers that we generate every year. But no one is teaching us entrepreneurs, us business owners, about the $8 trillion that we're not touching because we're not able to scale up our business, because we are mom and pop organizations, because we are micromanaged enterprise. What's up, Miss Tiffany? We don't understand that. We don't understand that 4% of all 4% of Black businesses, there's 4%. That's 196,000 Black businesses that drives all the revenue of all Black businesses. It's 2.6 million, but all of that, only 4% are doing that corporate level to be able to scale up. So I want you guys to come with a different mindset tonight. Just humor the old man. But I want to start off with a couple of examples real quick. So if you have your notes out, right, and I need you to take out your calculator, because remember, I want you to understand the one thing that I do at my incubation program, we set you up as if you're already a Fortune 500 company. So I'm not even going to get to tell you about the 4 S's yet: structure, strategy, system, and sales. I want to do a couple examples with you guys just to show you, and I need you guys to participate. So take your calculators out. So think about this. You want to make $100,000 this year. Notice You want to make $100,000 this year. And a lot of times, because we're not pricing right, because we're not doing certain things right, we really not making this $100,000. So look, so at the top of your paper, I want you to put $100,000. Write in $100,000. Make sure you have your calculator. Now, I want you to start subtract. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is subtract $15,000 for self-employment taxes. That's Social Security, Medicaid. Subtract from that $100,000, $15,000 for self-employment taxes. Next, I want you to subtract another $15,000 for health benefits. Next, I want you to subtract another $15,000 for retirement benefits. And let me know if I'm going too fast. Somebody just say slow down. Next, I want you to subtract $7,500, right, for other benefits. That's disability insurance and life insurance. So $7,500, I want you to subtract. Next, I want you to subtract $10,000 for offered expenses. That's equipment, postage, supplies, and things of that nature. Next, I want you to subtract $2,500 for automobile expenses. Next, I want you to subtract $7,500 for marketing expenses. Next, I want you to subtract $2,500 for educational expenses. What number did you guys come up with? Someone type it in. Okay. Let's do the same exercise, right? And no one typed it in. Let's do the same exercise. We're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to add this time. Just stay with me. Human old man for a second. We want to make $100,000 for the year. Okay. Your top number is 100,000. I want you to add $15,000 for self-employment. I want you to add another $15,000 for health benefits. I want you to add another $15,000 for retirement benefits. I want you to add $7,500 for other benefits. That's disability insurance, life insurance. Next, I want you to add $10,000 for office expenses. Next, I want you to add $2,500 for automobile expenses. Next, I want you to add $7,500 for marketing expenses. And lastly, I want you to add $2,500 for education expenses. Excuse me, you guys, my sinus is acting up, so you're going to see me every now and then. So you should come up with a total of $175,000. Here is the mistake that we kind of make. We think we make a budget for $100,000 and we think we made $100,000. In order to make $100,000, we have to actually generate $175,000. So when we don't understand the whole dynamics of our expenses, right? When you look at what you subtracted the last time, instead of making 100,000, you only made 25,000, and you're wondering why your business is not prospering. That's just one example. So to make $100,000, I got to make $175,000. But because we don't understand that we're not speaking on a corporate level, we're not subtracting self-employment tax and all that stuff, because we're saying, because we're not doing that because we don't believe we are there. Well, if you don't believe you are there, then you'll never get there. You have to structure your business as if it's already on the corporate level. Okay, let's do another exercise. I want to make $100,000, right? And I already know I have to make $175,000 to make that. Now, how can I do that in a year? Okay, this is what I want you guys to do. We're going to take the number 260, 52 weeks times 5. We're talking about a 52-week, a 5-day work week. Don't think about where you at now. Remember, I told you to put everything on the side. I want you to put everything that you know on the side, because I want to take you your the thinking. We want to change your thinking to a more corporate level, because you need to understand why your expenses, why your potential is not matching your idea. Why, when you look at your money, it's not matching what you thought you should be making. And when you get to a certain place, you're not ready, or you're overwhelmed, or you're not prepared. Keep coming up short. Now watch this. Okay, we're talking about 52 weeks times 5 days a week. The first thing I want you to subtract. First, put 260. Now we're going to subtract. I want you to subtract 14 days for holidays. Next, I want you to subtract 20 days. Next, I want you to subtract 5 days. Now, I'm trying to look over here and see if you guys, or if I'm going too fast, because I'm not seeing those numbers. Maybe I'm at the wrong place. Maybe I need to go over here to live comments. Okay. And lastly, I want you to subtract 96 days, because that's 2 days a week for marketing, sales, and administration. So we're going to do that again. 260 days is your top number. You're going to minus 14 days for holidays. You're going to minus 20 days for vacation days. You're going to minus 5 days for personal and sick days. You're going to minus 96 days for marketing, sales, and administrative work. That should come up with 125 days. You actually have 125 billable days to get $175,000. So it is imperative, right? It is imperative that your budget, that you have all your expenses, that you listen, because the purpose of your budget is to make sure that it matches what you're trying to make. And if you don't have a clear-cut understanding of what you're trying to make, you have 125 billable days. Let me share this with you also. When you do your budget, you should never do your budget based on 100%. Your budget should be based on 85% at the minimum, because you want a leeway of 15% up or down if something happens. So when you look at back now, when you got a clear understanding, I only have 125 billable days. Remember, I'm going to keep saying this. I don't care what you're doing now. I don't care how you're billing right now. I want you to take all that and put it on the side, because I want to get your mindset in a corporate level, because I want to teach us how to tap into that $8 trillion that we're not touching. I want us to learn how that we can spur the economical growth of our community. Our communities only grow through businesses. And we can only grow our businesses if we scale up and hire people. And we can only scale up and hire people if we understand the structure, strategy, and system and sales of our business. All right, let me go to something real quick. I'm going to share something with you. And you guys work with me a little bit. This next budget, this is called a passive income. If it's up on the, can pull that up. Am I sharing? Can you see that? This is called passive income. This is a budget for passive income. When you look at some of these figures, I hope you guys, I don't think I can move. Okay, I can move it now. So when you look at this, right? So our first is our details. This is our details. I'm just going to go over this real quick. This is going to happen to the second part of our training, but I want to give you, I'm going to lay the foundation where I'm trying to take you guys. So when you look at this, you look at your budget. So we're talking about a passive income. We're talking about how do we scale up the first month, the second month, the third month. If you notice how we scale up each month with the amount of clients that we're going to get. When you look down, you're looking down your one-time expenses, your recurring expenses. So this is a passive income. This is a passive income budget. Inside of that, we also have our summary. Okay, this is our summary of our budget. There are 3 components to this budget, and then we have our ROI analysis. This is telling us our rate of return, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. And the reason why I want to show you guys this is because I always ask, the first thing I ask an entrepreneur is, let me see your financials. That is a passive income, okay? That is a passive income. I want to go somewhere else. I want to show you a startup. And the budgets that I'm actually seeing, these are actually real life stuff that we're using, all right, or we have already used, okay? The next one we want to show you is a startup. This is a startup. When you look at this, right, this is our start 5 months, 6 months. So we're starting up with what we're working with. You have your one-time expenses, you have your regular expenses. So this is what you want to do. I know what I'm gonna make this month, and you notice how we're scaling up, but we have actual numbers. This is our startup. This is our startup budget. I don't need to use my passive or and the other ones, but this is my first 6 months. This is what I'm shooting for. My first 6 months. Okay. Let me give you one more example, right, of a budget. This is what we call our revenue budget. Let me get to it. This is our revenue budget. This is this right here is your most important one. Okay, so our first sheet gets our service description, and we're going to go deep into this in our second phase. But right now, I just want to show you. And now, if your stuff ain't looking like this, don't worry about it. It's okay. That's why we're here. Okay. So this is your revenue budget. Okay. So it talks about, stay with me. You see how it goes from month 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know exactly what's going to happen all the way for the next 5 years. Okay. And these are actual budgets that we follow. So then we want to talk about real quick. So you saw passive, you saw a revenue budget. There's a couple other ones, but I'm not going to show you that. I just want to lay a foundation. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys before we actually get into the class, I want to show you guys something, investments. If you want people to invest in you, right? Invest in you. Let me show you some things real quick. So the first thing that you're going to see is what we call an investment memo. This is an investment memo. It has your executive summary. It has your assumptions, your investment returns. Okay. This is just the memo. This is the first thing you're going to send out when you want to see to pick an investor. So inside of this, it has our objective. It has the initial, we look right here, the initial investment of 200,000. Then it breaks it down to the assumptions and the returns right here. And that's just your memo. You're just sending them out a memo. You're fishing. If I want to say, you're throwing out the fishing line. Okay. So this is your investment memo. You should always have all these things you should already have in place. Okay. That's your investment memo. We're going to be doing that in part 2. Our next one, real quick. This next one is what we call our investment letter. This is our investment letter. It's a little more extensive. You have your intro. You're telling a little bit about your business. You're telling a little bit about yourself. Okay. And do you look down? You got your executive summary. Once again, you're always putting in there the initial amount of the investment for what it is, what it's going to furnish. Then you're telling a little bit of background. Remember, this is your investment letter. It's telling you a little bit about. Then it talks about your investment returns. We're going to get into that in our second. Now, all this, and you're not going to get as in-depth as in my incubation program. What I'm trying to do is give you guys a 6-month course, right, in about 2 sessions where, that's not going to really happen. So even in your assumptions, right, it's real important that your numbers, you're between it, you're letting them know, this is what we plan to make per day. This is what we plan to make. This is our total billing. This is our annual. And this is their rate of return. You're visually showing these people this. You should, if I have entrepreneurs on here who's been entrepreneurs for 2, 3, 4 years, if you don't have this, it's okay. That's why we're in this class. So the next thing I want to show you is real quick is
1 second, Ray. Let me pop in for just a second. So I just want to connect with you. I see, Carlton, you're doing some engagement there. I know this might be kind of new for a lot of people. Everybody putting council big business. What we're doing tonight, guys, is to present to you what this looks like on paper. What the kind of things that you want to have in place, the kind of things that you want to have as a part of your business if you plan to do big business. Now, we understand that many of our businesses are small businesses, and some of them plan to stay small because they don't want to. They haven't been exposed to something like this, nor if they have been exposed, it may that just be their direction that they want to go. So really, it comes down to, okay, well, when you have your business idea or you've started your business, no matter what that is, I don't care if you're selling candles, you're selling T-shirts. You know, what did you really dream about? Right in the comments below, if you're a business owner or you're an aspiring business owner, I want to know, what did you dream about? What did you really see? Did you see big business, or did you just see side hustle? Right. So we're trying to help people that got side hustle but big dreams turn their side hustle and that side hustle into and their dream into reality. And that's going to require structure. That's going to require having a mentor. That's going to require having someone that has been there, done that can teach you what you don't know. And here's the thing that you got to understand is what you don't know that's hurting you. It's not that you can't make the money. It's not that you can't get the revenue. It's not that you can't scale up. It's just stuff that you just simply don't know because we're trying as hard as we can with the knowledge that we have. Is that making sense? So I'm just wondering, you got big dreams. You say, man, I'm doing this, or I'm going to start this or whatever. But man, okay, I can really use, I see there's something different over here. I can really use that, right? Let me catch up on this comment. Get right back to you, brother Ray. Vivian Reed said, big. Hey, Ron in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining, man. Big business. Tiffany, that's what I'm talking about. That's one of Ray's students here, man. Big business. All in the circle. That's right. Tisha Benjamin out of Mississippi. You know you're doing big business over there. Hopefully you got some of the stuff. If not, you got a resource, right? Right? That's right. Inspiring business on a big business. Absolutely, man. Thanks so much for joining, Mr. King. Right? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So the last thing I want you guys to put in the comments below to just to make sure I'm driving the point home, I want you to put in the comments, so I have a resource. I have a resource. Why is that so important? It's important for you to know that you got some place, somebody. Because here's the deal. If you like me, you ain't grow up with nobody like, you know what I'm saying, like a brother Ray. Yeah, you've been looking for years. Like, I don't know nobody. You know what I mean? Like talking to me, like where we at, right? But Mr. Ray, brother Ray, got a heart and making himself available, right, to those who really want to take this thing to the next level. And again, you're talking to a brother that's been doing this thing for over 30 years. All right, I have a resource. I have a resource. All right, go on there, Mr. Brother Ray.
Okay. Nextly, I want to show you guys real quick is an investment agreement. When we talked about the letter, we talked about the memo. This is going to be your investment agreement. So you have certain things in here in your agreement. Let me make it a little larger so you guys can see. So you got certain things in here, management control. So this is something your lawyer, you want to make sure your lawyer, everything that I'm showing you, my lawyers went through, you know, you would have your names here, term of the office. You have your different sections in here, voting of shares, blah, 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 blah. But you're being very specific. You're being very specific with everything you want to do with your investor. See, when you hand your investor something like this, right, and you're putting numbers in there, they look at you in a whole different, manner. All right. Believe me when I tell you, they look at you in a whole different manner. Okay. So let me do investor agreement. Now, I'm not going to go through the partner agreement and the promissory note, but one thing I want you guys, and everything I'm telling you, you don't have to be, this is still for wherever you at. You still need to, this is for you. If you never want to be a big business, but even a small business, to make it substantial, you still want to do this. This is something I really want to show you guys too, real quick, moving forward. And I'm going to challenge you guys. You know, this is what we call, and a lot of y'all already know, this is a MOU, a memorandum of understanding. I don't care who you working with, who you partner with. We want to all work together, right? We want to unify, but we supposed to unify. We need to put together a memorandum of understanding amongst ourselves, because what this does, it tells you the two organizations, but it tells you the purpose, but it tells each one of you your rights and responsibilities. What am I expecting out of you, and what you're expecting out of me? Confusion down. I don't care, moving forward from this day forward. I don't care if it's your best friend, if he has a business and you have a business and y'all want to work together, set up a MOU. Why? Because this lets you know what the purpose is, what your rights and responsibility is on your side, and what their responsibility is on their side. Whatever financial arrangements you have, all that will be in your MOU. Okay? So those are a few things that I wanted to show you. Now, the last thing I want to show you, and we're not even, listen, business plans. Now, don't get me wrong. At some point, you're going to need a business plan. But the first time somebody tell you when you start your business, you need to get a business plan, you need to get a business plan, tell them go jump in the lake. Because listen, your business plan, when you first start up, you're starting with a bunch of assumptions and wishes. Okay. And there's no statistical data to back it. Secondly, you're going to get a template, right? And you're going to put all this stuff in, don't mean nothing. Thirdly, if you go and watch this and hire somebody to write your business plan, first of all, you got to gather all the information and do all the work, and they're just going to put it in a template. But here's the thing. They're writing about your business that they don't even know. So the first thing you want to do, right, real quick, and this is just laying the foundation, okay? I'm just laying the foundation. So what we want to do, firstly, is to create a startup, an operational plan. Let me get it here. This is your operational plan with your project goals and strategies. It says a business cannot survive on ideas alone, but on the foundation or structure upon which your business was built. The structure of your business encompasses your idea and forms the foundation of your business. So when we talk about the structure, the strategy, and system and sales, this is the foundation of your business. Every big corporation or major that made it, right? They started with the structure, the strategy, the system and sales. They didn't waste time trying to build business plans and all that stuff, wasting all that money, you know. But when you talk about your structure, you're talking about your entity, you're talking about LLC, L Corp, whatever that may be, right? But you're also talking about your business model. You're talking about, there's 22 different business models. We're going to talk about that shortly. There's 22 different business models. There's 7 criteria. How do you fit? Listen, how does your business fit that particular model based on the criteria? Why is your business not reaching this potential? You're probably not in the right business model. Why you're not reaching the revenue? You're probably not in the right business model or using the right strategy. If I ask now somebody to rail off to type in 10 business models, I'm just believing some of us can do it.
So let me leave this up for just a second, brother Ray. Let me ask this, because I think I've seen this before from you, and I think this one, this right here probably help a lot of people out because they may be in business, got started, and just really, I find that many of us missing structure. Is there? Let's just say that there was, just with this template here, what would it be like for someone to just go through the process of getting this completed with you? Is there some nominal fee that they can go through to really just hone in on just structure from a skeleton standpoint?
Oh yeah, being a part, we have 3 different pricing in our incubation program. We have our incubation program at one price. We have our super incubation program, and then we have our retainer program based on what you want to do. Definitely with our first super incubation program, all of this is included. So.
Right. So what I'm asking is if we parcel this out, because what I'm thinking about doing, and you just tell me what you think. I know this is just hot off the press, but to give people a better taste, because obviously we can only do so much doing a live stream and trying to introduce people to some stuff, but to give somebody a taste of Exodus House as a breakout one-time type of session or intake or something like that. Is that feasible?
Yeah, we actually, because we actually can put together some type of webinar or a series of webinars for whatever fee that we think is affordable for the guys, but is profitable at the same time. We can actually put that together.
Well, I'm not thinking about a webinar because these are people that's obviously going to hear from us hear from you and hear from us over the next some odd time, and they're going to need one-on-one attention because they got individual businesses that got to be attended to. So I'm talking about them coming to you and saying, we was on a webinar, Black Wall Street. I really want to start here and then start working my way into getting into the incubation program. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a boot camp.
Yeah. What like I say, we can do a couple of these. People can go to a website, they can get in touch with me, and then we can work out the details for them getting. It's not hard getting it. Well, let me put it like this: it's not easy getting into the incubation program right now because this year we have just graduated into the National Incubation Association. That is a national organization because we have become evidence-based. We have already demonstrated that we can scale businesses up. So we're a part of that organization. So what they want to do is really just go to the website, look at the website. I told them, and then get in touch with me, see what one is best for them, And I think what we're doing right now is going to give them the foundation or give them the hunger to want to be a part of that.
All right, go ahead. Keep going.
So when you talk about the strategy, you're talking about pricing. There's three different type of pricing. You have three different type of pricing. Are you pricing your business right? Are you pricing your business that covers your home expenses and your business expenses? Which one of these, competitive, cost plus, or value? Which one is for your business? When I always tell people, and we'll talk about that a little later, your business should solve an identifiable problem that adds value to a person's life, right? Or value to a person, to your clients, whatever it is, where cost is not an issue. Do you want to become value pricing? Because value pricing is cost is not an issue because of what you're doing. System, what type of systems you have in place? Can you start in Georgia and then just drop your place right in New Jersey? What are the processes? What are your service? When you talk about sales, what is your sales? You think about what is your commitment? What is your consistency? You see, we don't understand all those things. When we talk about, then this is all, listen, guys, this is before you even open your door. The first thing that I'm teaching you today is before you even open your door or spend $1 in your business, right? Because even if you're in business now, go back in what I'm going over today and see if you did that, or do you need to go back and adjust that. See, this is not just for new startups, this is for existing businesses too. So then we teach you about increased capacity on volumes of sale, evaluating your idea validation. We're going to talk about that shortly. Finding your pain point, your model, your niche. Look, now this is just your startup. With this in line, now you have the proper startup. You have the proper, you have the proper foundation for your business. And that's, and I'm quite sure it's other models here and there, but I can only give you what works for me and what's been working for people that went through our incubation program or who's in our incubation program. And we have some people on the line. If you're part of the incubation program, just type in, I'm one of them. It works. Okay. So let's get with it.
So those again that are here, Brother Ray, you have, man. Let me ask this to those that are joining us, because I know we got quite a few different people I've never seen are here. But matter of fact, again, we got 17 people joining right now. I've only seen about 5 people say hello. So first of all, let's be courteous and say hello, good evening. Right, we're bringing free financial education for you, business building. Don't be that guy, don't be that girl, because here's the deal: if you were on the other side, you want to make sure that people acknowledge you as well. So let's make sure we do unto others that we will have them do unto us, right? The golden rule. But here's my question to those that are in the audience. Like, as you hear some of the stuff that was just shared, and you haven't went through this process, my question would be, why not? I just want to know where you are. Is it you just didn't know that was something that needed to be done? You've never found someone that to be able to help you, you really never go through like a business school or anything like that, or you haven't made the time, or you just been busy trying to build business, or man, say what are some things that you could attribute to not having gone through a process to properly structure your business for success long term in the future? All right. What are some things that might attribute to you not again, not if you haven't. Now I'm not gonna say everybody hasn't, but that might be for you that's saying, hey, I haven't gone through a process to properly structure my business for long-term success. And I want you guys to think of it like this, and just excuse me for a minute, Brother Ray. I want you to think about it like the Three Little Pigs.
No, take your time.
Right? And so there's a foundation, right? Is your house or your business, is it built on straw and it's easy for the big bad wolf to blow the house down? Is it built with clay? Is it built with bricks? Right? You know what I'm saying? And so the foundation is so important, right? Because that sets the tone for the rest of the structure of the business, or rest of the business, the structure that will be built upon that foundation. So we get some see what you guys talking about here, man. What's going on, Dina? Thanks so much for joining. What's going on, Lucy? Sorry, how y'all doing? Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Lisa. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. We doing well, Queen. Thanks so much for joining. I'm one of them. I believe it works. Absolutely. I started a business. I didn't have a lot of plans. I just started, and as I go forward, I find that structure consistently and a strategy. Absolutely. Says Ron, do not walk to this business incubation program. Absolutely. I found one that would charge me $1,000. I also been busy working in that in what works and what doesn't. Okay. Anybody else? I just never really been through a process. Maybe I didn't know something like this exists, or I needed to go through this process. I'm just doing what I know to do. What are some things that might have kept you from properly structuring your business for long-term success? Because here's the deal, guys. Without a proper structure, that's why we see what's those numbers, Ray? 3 to 5 years, 2 to 3 years. What's the number? Did you spit those out already? I'm not quite sure.
No, I tell you the number. You got two sets of numbers. You got 7 out of 10 businesses fail. But let's tell you about black businesses. 60,000 black businesses start every year. Within the first 18 months, right? When the first 60% have already failed. Within the next 3 to 5 years, 38% have already failed. That means that's only 2%. So when you think about this now, I'm going to tell you about an incubation program. The National Business Incubation Program says this: a business that starts up without an incubation program lasts 3 years. 47% of people that start their business last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, without the incubation program. Look at that number. That's not too good. But 87% of people that goes through an incubation program are still in operations after 5 years. Okay, so let me move on. So let me get to, are you finished yet, Brother Evans? Do you want me to go on?
Oh, no, I'm finished. We had a couple comments. Look at this, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm just scared of my credit situation. We got people that's being honest up in here. Just scared of my credit situation. Hey, this is all new for me. Right, just give you. I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of these answers around your time, but this is what we got here on the line. Have not gone through structure like this. Have no knowledge of such process. Okay, got people being honest. Just let you know where they are, Brother Ray. Good stuff. Go ahead.
And I think that's a young lady. Don't worry about your credit. We're gonna tell you. We show you why. All right, let's get with it. Okay. So here we go. Share. Now listen, guys. This right here. I want you to, right now, just humor me, okay? Please. Because a lot of times we talk about entrepreneurship and it's starting a business right for me. Sometimes we start a business because we want to make money. We start a business because we want to do a good thing. But am I an entrepreneur? I'm real quick, and I always like to start with this with Dennis Kimbrough, the seven laws of wealth. Wealth begins in the mind, but ends in the long-term direction. We're going to talk about mindsets. So look, we have to change our mind. We have to change the way we think. Okay. Decide that you will not be poor. That is a mindset. Believe in thyself when no one else will. That is a mindset. To thy own self be true. Find your unique gifts. That's a mindset. How may I serve thee? That is a mindset. Thou shalt own thy own business. That is a mindset. Make thy money grow. So let's start. It's starting the business right for you. What makes an entrepreneur tick? More specifically, what are the personal traits and backgrounds of people who become, and write this down, successful entrepreneurs? You got a lot of entrepreneurs, but are they successful? This workshop considers those questions and help you decide whether you have the right stuff to be a business entrepreneur. William Bygrave, a scholar and practitioner of entrepreneurship. This is listen to this. Describes an entrepreneur as someone who not only perceives an opportunity, but also creates an organization to pursue it. Creates an organization to pursue it. An organization is something that is structured. You see an opportunity, but you create something structured to pursue it. The last part of Bygrave's definition is essential. Why? Ideas are one thing, right? But opportunities, as we generally understand them, are best addressed through business organizations, watch this, formed by entrepreneurs. You got to catch that. Organizations, structure, right, is best formed by entrepreneurs, right? Watch this. The role of an entrepreneur. Think about this mindset. As an entrepreneur, you act as a force for creative destruction. That means you're tearing something down. You're sweeping something away. You're establishing new technologies, new products, and ways of doing things that's replacing them with others that, watch this, that the marketplace as a whole sees as representing greater value. I'm going to say that again. We are to destroy. We are to sweep away. We're to establish new products, new technologies, not just technology, but ways of doing things and replacing them that the marketplace. It doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't matter to me as an entrepreneur what I say, but what's happening is the marketplace says what you're doing is representing greater value than what was there before. In this sense, entrepreneurs are agents of change and hopefully of progress. Entrepreneurs invent or commercialize new technology that displaces old. You have ideas and you have drives, right? Entrepreneurs understands a problem, grasps full contents, connects previously unconnected dots, and watch this, have the vision, courage, and resourcefulness and persistency to see the solution through to fruition. The reason I underline resourcefulness, because we always think capital is an issue. Capital is not an issue for an entrepreneur. Why? Because what an entrepreneur will do is, right, he will create resources that creates capital. He will take resources. Right? He will take, listen, a big picture thinker. Entrepreneurs are big picture thinkers. What are the big picture thinkers? The 4 L's: learn, listen, look, and live. But when you look at that third one, look, an entrepreneur will see things that is in front of us that nobody else sees that they can use and turn into a business. Real quick, real example. Everybody tell my story. I tell you this. When I first started, I was in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Every church, every organization, everybody wanted a 501c3. I self-taught myself how to do a 501c3, meaning articles of incorporation, bylaws, 1023 form, right? and tax ID. At the time, people were charging $2,000 to $2,500. None of these churches could do it. None of these people could do it, right? They didn't have the money. So I self-taught myself and I undercharged everybody. So I was charging $500, averaging about 3 to 4 a week. And I perfected to it only takes me 35 to 40 minutes to do a full 501c3. You do the math. I saw something. I connected the dots. Look, and guess how much my startup cost was? $0. Without these first elements, a full understanding of a problem, because your business should solve a problem and you should know what that identifiable problem is. A full understanding of a problem, new connections, and a vision or direction. Write that down, vision or direction for a solution. If you don't have that, there's no entrepreneur venture. Without understanding your problem, without connecting things, without understanding your vision, without understanding the direction for the solution. Whether the problem you identify is global or local, broad or niche, your ability to spot it and conceive new solutions is a core element of entrepreneurship.
And bring that back, brother Ray. Bring that back. Everybody put in the console, capital is not an issue. Capital is not an issue. And as you say, brother, we're working on mindset, and too many run into this little money thing and they make it the biggest issue of any issue. And of course, they probably heard so much in business or in news or other people and all that stuff. They make it much bigger issue than it is, not realizing that you can create capital. So the same way that you did, you solved a problem, you brought a solution to a problem, you was able to then take that solution, which was valuable, and get other people to exchange their value, which was their money, for the value that you was bringing. And so to understand how capital is not an issue, it really comes down to understanding what value you are bringing to the marketplace. It really comes down to the value that you're bringing to the marketplace. And all too often, we see people who are bringing no value, but they're asking for money. Let me say that again for the people. Too often, we're seeing people or businesses or business ideas that are asking for money, but bringing no value. Haven't done anything yet. Haven't solved anything yet. But they're asking for money. That makes no sense. That's not good business, right? So I understand and say, man, if money or capital is really no issue, that really becomes a non-issue for me when I begin to understand the value that I bring to the marketplace. Now, it's not the value that you bring to yourself. It's not the value that you think that you bring. It's the value that you bring to the marketplace. The marketplace tells you how valuable you are, but you set the price. Isn't that a beautiful thing? The marketplace tells you how valuable you are, but you set the price. Right? You got to start thinking about value that you are bringing, or value that your organization is bringing, value that you are bringing to the marketplace. When marketplace just simply means a place where there's a buyer and a seller, there's exchange of goods for money. Capital is not an issue. It's only an issue if it's an issue for you up here. If you believe it's an issue, then it's an issue for you. Capital is not an issue. All right, brother, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And just let me expound on that just a little more, and we're going to talk about on the second part of this. And one of the reasons capital is an issue for most people, because you don't know the business model that you're in. You got to understand certain business models don't take a lot of capital, don't take a lot of marketing. So you, with the 7 criteria that we teach you, you're going to be able to fit whatever your criteria is to the model that fits you. And because you don't understand that, capital becomes an issue because you're in the wrong model for your business, along with what Brother Evans said. So when we talk about people skills, we're talking about entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs have particular people skills. And I keep telling y'all, just humor the old man, just humor the old man. I know a lot of y'all already know this. Having identified a problem or a potential solution is one thing. Remember, a potential solution, okay? Having identified a problem, even a potential solution is one thing. But here's the big thing. But to launch a successful, write that down, put that in there, successful venture. Because you can make ventures. So I'm not teaching y'all or saying anything to y'all or trying to tell y'all anything about just starting a venture. That's easy. But what about a successful venture? You must also make other people see the merits of your idea and invest in it. Whether it's an employee, a customer, or funders, your ability to lead, persuade, take feedback. You notice I underline feedback because listen, I made this mistake. I got this great idea. No, y'all can't tell me nothing. You can't. But it's the people that the people that I wanted to do business with, or was thinking about doing business with, was giving me some suggestions how I could change my business, but I wouldn't take the feedback because I thought my way was the right way. You know, so you got to be able to take feedback, and build a network will determine whether you actually be able to bring your idea into fruition. These things are laying your foundation of people skills. Why? Harvard Business School professor Richard Robach described entrepreneur needs first. You need to feel comfortable reaching out to people. You need to feel comfortable reaching out to people you don't know. As sellers and investors, you can't say, man, I'm just, I'm not a big talker. I'm not none of these things. Well, then you might want to change what you want to do. You got to feel comfortable talking to people that you don't know. Your employees, and you got to be able to reach out. You need to project an air of confidence and optimism about how you carry yourself. Potential investors, write these three things down. And it seems so simple, but we miss them. These are the three things they're looking for. Do they like you? Do I trust you? Do I want to do business with you? And you got nothing to do with your product or service. You think you're selling your product and service, but you really, most people can go to somebody with something better, but they like you. So when you're talking to an investor, do that investor like you? Can that investor trust you? And do he want to do business with you? To earn an investor's trust, watch this, you must first be appealing and interesting enough for them to get to know you well enough to trust you. You can't be bumbling and stumbling. You can't act like you know everything. And then if you don't do your research about the person, then how do you know how to approach the person? Work style. This is successful. I'm going to keep saying that successful entrepreneurs are motivated by problems they see around them, not money. I'll tell people all the time, do the service and the money will come. Solve the problem and the money will come. Entrepreneurs are motivated by problems they see around them and the solutions that they envision. Man, I know how I can fix that thing, but not only can I fix it, I can add value to somebody. And guess what? I can make a few pennies off of it at the same time. An entrepreneur can't sit around and wait for things to get done. I sit and had a meeting with people, right? And we'll be talking and they'll want some information. And I say, okay, what's your email? Let me do it right now. They say, oh no, you can send it to me later. You know what my next response is? Oh no, I'll send it to you right now. What is your email? Think about this, guys. What you can do in that next 30 to 60 seconds, right? Get it out the way. Because if you have, we got these to-do lists. And the reasons these to-do lists pile up is because we don't understand about real time. If we do the small things in real time, it doesn't become big things. And then when you're dealing with somebody, if they know, look, oh no, I'm gonna get this right to you right now, you don't have to worry about that no more. And then a lot of times you put the ball in the other person's corner. So I don't have to waste my time. I done gave you everything you needed. Now I'm gonna move on to the next one. If you get back to me, fine. If you don't, fine. I'm good because I done did my part. And I'm not gonna waste my time waiting, 3 or 4 days trying to send them stuff. No, I'm done. I'm on to the next project. If they get back with me, then we go into our next phase. They're often goal-oriented. They fix their eyes on a prize and then patiently and relentlessly try different ways, watch this, to get their shifting strategies when necessary. Sometimes we're trying to do something in our business that ain't working, and we're trying to make it work, and we're losing all this money and time and energy. Shift your strategy. Change it out. You're an entrepreneur. You ain't got to look, this thing ain't working. What they say in the street, going good money to bad. Shift your understanding, because we're going to be talking about models and strategies. And listen, let me tell you something. When we get to that part, this is like a college course that we teach. Most of my information comes from Harvard Business School and my personal experience. I'm not giving you some ABC stuff. I'm giving you some EFG, WXYZ. It's something that's getting ready, some big boy stuff. That's big boy stuff to me. I don't, it probably little peon stuff to people that's greater than myself. But you got to shift your strategy and watch this underline. Write this word down quickly. Shift strategy quickly, because you ain't got time to waste money and time. Well, really, don't worry about the money. You ain't got time to waste time. Now watch this. As an entrepreneur, you will benefit from an experimental mindset, and we're going to talk about this in the model. And what is an experimental mindset? A willingness to start small gives company founders an opportunity to test and find or service before locking into a business model that will allow. What this is saying is, before I really come out there and launch big, I'm going to launch real small, and I'm going to see what's going right, what's going wrong, and then I'm going to fix the things that are wrong. I'm going to restructure it, and then I'm going to go big. See, a lot of us just went straight into the business. Straight to the business, and now we're learning on the fly. Well, no, you got to do a small model. You learn then. So when you scale up and you running, you have already corrected the problem. And we're going to explain to you why that's important in a business model, because you have to experimental mindset. See if this thing works first. See how it operates first. See what the flaws are first. Don't put a lot of money into it until you see the little things that you need to tweak. Evaluating your idea, finding the pain point, and what is your niche. And I know everybody that's online, y'all know all about this. And just like I keep telling you, just humor the old man. Okay, just humor the old man. Business idea. A business cannot survive on an idea alone, but on the foundation or structure upon which your business was built. The structure of your business encompasses what? Your idea, and forms the foundation of your business. The structure of your business encompass your idea, the structure, and it forms the foundation. Remember, we're talking about forming a foundation. When your foundation, if everything crumbles, your foundation is still there. You don't go bankrupt. And it encompasses your idea. Watch this. Go ahead, jump in there. I hear you.
You got some questions, man. So
go ahead.
Brother Mark Daniels of Wichita Cheesecake Company. So Ray, it makes sense that you build the product to be the solution to the problem you discovered.
Say that question again.
So Ray, does it make sense that you build the product to be the solution to the problem that you discovered?
Exactly.
All right, and then brother Aaron out of, I believe, New York.
And it's funny because I remember him because he got it going on anyway.
Yeah, he's just adding to the conversation. Mark Daniels is Canva process. He's very, very similar to you. Y'all would be pretty cool together. Aaron said that how do you know when you bring enough value to the market? Oh, that's a good question. How do you know when you're bringing enough value to the market? Hold
on. We're actually going to get with that as we go on with the teaching.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Absolutely. And brother Ray, 9:15. We got 10 minutes left, man. So I don't know how deep.
Well, I just stop when I stop. I got 15 minutes. I stop when I stop. We'll just keep, that's how we're gonna do it.
All right.
Okay. Evaluating your idea. I would submit the three major factors. Now, listen, guys. Everything I'm teaching you it's not how it is. These are just the things that I use. You probably got some things that maybe can add to it or take away from it. So this is not factual that it just has to be this way. This is just giving you a foundation, a starting point that you can add to yourself, that this can build you up and help you. Okay. So I'm not saying that this is the only way you start a business, but these are some of the main elements when starting a business, or understanding if you're really an entrepreneur, how do you evaluate your ideas and stuff like that. So because I know we have some great men on the line right now, and I know a couple of them. Okay, so when I use things like major factors, this is what works for me, what has worked for other people. Okay, so when you submit 3 major factors are essential for your idea to have real potential. 1, opportunity. Here we go. What problems are you solving? Explain the current need or opportunity that your business will solve or capitalize on. And I got to say this, a lot of this stuff you won't see a response because I have condensed it, from my incubation program. And I think I would, some of the questions you had about value and stuff like that, it's actually in the bigger presentation, but I'll make sure I get to that answer. Number 2, what is the customer benefits? What problem or pain point are you solving? What is your solution to this problem? And how will your business solve? And lastly, this is the most important. Why does the marketplace need your business now? Okay, idea validation. This is something that I use. Entrepreneurs often lack enough confidence in their ideas to attempt executing them. That is a true statement. To counteract this lack of confidence, there's an important concept I call idea validation. These encompass everything you need to consider when starting a business. One of the easiest ways to validate your idea is to determine, watch this, the small segment of the population that will most likely buy your product or service. A lot of times what we do is we go into this marketplace and we think we're getting this whole market. You have the giants. The giants don't have to put you out of business. They don't have to buy. They don't have to buy you. They can simply just squash you and put you out of business. So you're not going after the whole market. You're going after a small segment, right? And we're going to talk about this. How, when we talk, a small segment of that population that will likely buy your product or service. Watch this. Targeting, underline this, or write this down, the specific group that will actually pay you money for your idea, product, or service is the first step. You have to be specific for that group, and you have to have a smaller segment or a smaller population of that market. Okay, a lot of times we think we're going after the market. No, you're going after a specific part, a specific group, a specific population that's smaller, that really the big boys ain't paying attention to. Finding the pain point. Watch this. So what if you see the bigger picture? How do you apply that concept to evaluating your own idea for business? More importantly, what customer problem will your business idea solve? The severity of the customer problem increases your chances of success. I'll say that again. The severity of the customer problem increases your chances of success. Your chances of entrepreneur success greatly increases when your company or idea, watch this, solves an identifiable problem or customer pain point. It's identifiable. You can see it. It's tangible. It's right there. It's got to be identifiable problem from a customer standpoint. What customer pain point are you solving? Now watch this. This is real important. Not all ideas make good business. Not all problems are worth solving. Most importantly, not all businesses solve problems or answer pain points. You solving a problem, but is it worth solving? Not all your ideas make good businesses. I got this great idea and it's so, but it ain't a business. It's just a good idea.
But let's ask that question, man. So in the comments below, I'm pretty sure all you guys have had a lot of ideas. We all have, right? What's some ideas that you kind of started and you realize, yeah, this ain't really gonna be no good business. I mean, I tried it. It's just falling flat. It ain't working. Let me move on to the next thing. You realize that and we've been in business for a little while, Ray. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's here has tried some things before. Some things just simply don't work. It just don't pan out. It could be timing. It could be, youth. It could be an experience. It could be out of your lane. It could be all types of stuff, right? Well, it's an idea you thought about. It's like, yeah, let me consider this. Let me look into this, and then you realize, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Right? You're not passionate about it. It ain't really what you want to do, whatever the case may be, right? you guys have had some of that stuff happen in your life, you know. It just kind of is what it is. I think we go through some trial. A lot of us go through trial and error. But if we have something like this, it's going to be able to help us to identify this thing before we have to go through the error part. It won't just be trial and error. It'll be try and succeed, right? So, again, what kind of things have idea that you've had in the past, beautiful people, that you tried out and you had to put that thing on the shelf. You had to throw it away. It just didn't work. It just wasn't worth pursuing anymore, right? She said, man, knowing your body, knowing your body is absolutely vital. So, Brother Ray, man, let's see what they're talking about here. Teach the truth, absolutely. So, and I'm like, how far are we into this what you're doing right now, brother?
I just wanted to do this last screen and then I'm gonna stop.
All right.
You have enough time for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just want to do this last screen. The pain point is your headache, and the aspirin is your solution for that pain point. Solving that pain, and this is where I'm going to expound real quick. Solving the pain point also makes it easier to explain to your customer why they should buy your product or use your service at a premium. Most of the time, when you start talking to your customer, when they tell you what they need and everything and what they want, they actually don't really know what they need because you're the expert. That gives you the time to explain to them, okay, yeah, you need this and that, but listen, you also need, if you do this along with that, blah, 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 you actually get to explain to them and show them your expertise of why when they hire you, they're going to hire you at a premium, because some of the things that you talked about, they didn't even think about because they didn't know it. But you're the expert. Remember, you are the expert in that field. So when you talk to a person, you're more, and real quick, it's almost like this. Stop when people ask you what you're doing real quick, and I'm gonna end on this. When people ask you what you do, then my best thing is, this might be a new elevator pitch for you. And a lot of y'all probably already know this. They ask you what you want to do. My first thing is tell me a little bit about what you do. And then whatever they say, then they say like, well, I'm a new startup and I'm just doing this and that. Well, then I tell them what I do. What I do is I help new startups like yourself to create structure, strategy, system, and sales that you'll be able to scale up, that you blah, 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 blah. Now I have just described to them everything that they need based on my business instead of me just telling them what I do. And we'll stop there.
Yeah, man. All right, so let's see. We got some people that participating here, man. It says she tried to sell lip gloss. Is that trying to sell? Said that he had to put that thing away, didn't work. He said I tried to start shirts, then tried to sell everything, clothing, items. Definitely didn't work, man. I've been there with you, AA Ron. I've been there with you. Yeah. So, bro, Ray, say what for you, man? You I know you've been in business for a long time. What's something in your past that you had the idea for? You might have put some energy into it, maybe some money into it, and you was like, this ain't working. You had to put that thing up. What's something that comes out?
Let me tell y'all something. The first $100,000 I lost, right? I was running a program and a guy left me $100,000, right? This was the first time I lost $100,000. I got these rental properties in Goldsboro, North Carolina, right? I don't know nothing. I got these rental properties, and then I also started these handyman services, and I started this grass cutting company, right? But the funny part was the commercial properties, I was buying materials like it was a personal property. I was buying $200 worth of paint, a gallon, 5 gallons, and all that crazy stuff, and not realizing it was a rental. So I wanted to make it look, plush and all this stuff. And what happened was the clientele didn't match the amount of money I put into the building, and it all went down.
Oh man!
Hold on, and then I got a program with guys coming out of prison. I buy all this top shelf equipment, right? And then one day I realized they came in and stole all of it.
Oh wow! I got you for the equipment and stuff too, man.
So I learned the hard way. You have to be more prudent. You have to have an understanding of actually what type of business you're in and what type of material and what you're working with. So I can tell you some other stories. That was just the first one.
We got so many stories, man, and it's beautiful, the stories, because you can learn from our successes and our failures. You know, the things we got so many stories in our network, it's ridiculous. Bart Dang said, man, people don't care. Don't buy products and services. They buy the outcomes these products and services provide. They buy the outcomes that these products and services provide. Again, what outcome are you bringing? Now, bro, what we want, again, guys, in the comments below, we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. In the comments, I'd like for you to share something that you learned. This is a very brief start to what we're looking to do here. Of course, as we move forward to bring you more information, you know, for you to be able to scale up and really get some depth to your business knowledge. But it's important that, you know, like, as I said, that we're bringing value. So in the comments, I'd like you to share something that you learned today. In other words, I'm asking you, was it worth your time and why, right? You could have been anywhere. You know, you might be quarantined. You might want to do some Netflix and chill. I don't know. But you showed up tonight for however long you've been here, and we want to make sure that we brought value, that it was worth your time. Brother Ray, what do you think we want to do here, man? Because I'm not quite sure. Because it ain't got to be no two-part thing, man. You know, we don't have to rush it. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of put it out and continue to sow seeds, right? So be a farmer. You know, and I know, you know, we've been talking about doing this for a while. Brother Mark Daniels got to bring you in at some point in time. I know you're always working, but I've been talking to you about this as well. Really developing this small business council to be able to help in the areas in which we can help. But when you want to do the next one, Brother Ray, do we want to talk about that now or talk about it a little bit?
I'm at your beck and call. We could do once a week. We could do whatever is going to be best for the people, that we can be consistent and don't have a big gap from one class to the other. So
I think once a week. I unfortunately, Monday is not the best day for me. Tuesday is a lot better. And I can commit to a Tuesday.
I'm good. Hold on. Tuesdays, 8:00. That's one of my coaching days. Let's talk offline, but we'll make it work.
Okay, we'll make it work. So we'll put the information out there for you guys. Again, this is part one. We got, you know, so we're gonna feed you step by step, and we're gonna give you value step by step. We're gonna help to reshape your mind step by step, because you think different. And how many guys have already been in business long enough to notice that from consumer to business owner is a whole different mindset, and you understand that consumers just don't simply understand why you do and why you price and why you operate the way that you operate, because they ain't got the business mindset, right? Brother, hey, go ahead, brother.
I just want to challenge everybody out there that has an LLC, and this is what I always do, people in my incubation program. The next time we come on board, I want everybody that has an LLC, remember, you're not a Fortune 500, but you have the same perks as a Fortune 500 company. I want you guys to set up a corporate account with Avis, Enterprise, Marriott, and IHG. I want all of you guys. Why? Because those are corporate accounts. You are a corporation. They have small business accounts where you get discounts. I can get a rental from Avis with a mid-size for 1 week for $48. You get your own rep. So I want you guys, I want to give y'all that one assignment. I want everybody with an LLC by next week to set up your corporate accounts with Avis, Enterprise, Marriott, IHG. Okay? That's your assignment.
Alicia Liz said, yes, it was worth my time. Thanks so much. Absolutely, Miss Jacqueline Rozier. Got so many lemons, started making lemonade, cakes, and cookies to go with my lemonade. The shift works. Absolutely. Aaron, last few months, I've been working on mindset. Absolutely, man. That's a place to start. Change the way you think. You will change your life. You'll change your results. You'll change your revenue. You'll change your profit. You get better, everything will get better. That was it, man, brother. You got any last words for the people before we close this thing out? Again, Business Building 101 with financial education for the nation. We're bringing it to you. Can't say anybody doing it. Can't say everybody trying. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Matter of fact, here's what I say. When you come back, bring a friend. Yeah, it's virtual, right? I'm pretty sure you got a business partner that should have been here, or you got a sister, cousin. They've been trying to figure this thing out. That might should have been here. They didn't know we was here tonight. That's cool. But when you come back, bring a friend, right? Let's make sure our brothers and our sisters keep her, and we got some information that's gonna be able to help them. And so next time you come back, bring a friend. Any last words, Brother Ray?
Yeah, make sure you guys go to my website, exodusHouseATL.com.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, brother.
That's okay. Go to ExodusHouseATL.com. Make sure you take your time, look at some of the testimonies, get in contact with me because we really want to make sure that we start tapping into that $8 trillion. And like I always say, and I always got to leave like this, God loves you and I love you. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it. As they say in New Orleans, baby.
Absolutely, man. Well, beautiful man, say thanks so much for tuning us here tonight with the New Black Wall Street and our presentation on Business Building 101. This is just the first part. We'll be back. We're going to set a date and a time to be able to come back sometime next week. And you guys will be informed of that. You guys make sure you like and you follow and you share and all that good stuff. ERGJ Enterprise is a great place for you to follow us, where I put a lot of the content and the updates and and you can be notified of what's going on. As for me, I'll be back in the morning at 8 o'clock for the Money and Power Show. You want to learn about the stock market and what's going on in this world and the coronavirus and all that stuff. I keep you informed, right, with an independent voice. So make sure that you do that. I want you guys to remember this, man, that it takes a village and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there in the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.